Today I'm going to be talking about why all of a sudden, like 8 years later, uh, Hitler is getting more popular again. Imagine, of all people, Adolf Hitler is getting more popular again. We are going to address these points on why they are happening, and maybe by the end of this video, I hope that I help you understand why and who are the people who are making this new wave of Hitler ideologist and idealization, whatever we decide to call it in English. Ah, like that. Number one, I'm sorry, I have to read. But number one, revolt against democracy. A lot of people are not happy with democracy or even the type of democratic leaders that are not being that are being elected, and now they see fascism as this counter to democracy. And when you speak about fascism, there's mainly two leaders you see them being popular, being main leaders to fascism. Number one, you have Mussolini. Mussolini, he was like a loser. He just a do nothing cabbages. He took a do nothing cabbage. He took too many years to be idolized by people. Yeah, he was not that important of a historical figure. And then number two, you have Hitler. Now that's one of the reasons why Hitler is being famous. He's being seen like his ideology is being seen as a counter to democracy, or even be used as a revolt to democracy. Number two, the Israel Palestine issue. If you go to TikTok and view a lot of, what do we call them, comments, you see especially Muslim comments. Uh, the G thing, which I don't want to be censored. The G thing which Hitler did to 6 million Jews. They want, because of Israel's policy towards Palestine, they would wish something similar like that happens and eradicate the Jews. That is basically like the wet dream of a lot of Muslims, and you can see that clearly being reflected in TikTok, even amongst children. Yeah, it gives you a big idea of what kind of those people are. It at times it might be harsh, but it's good we be honest. People who think that, and even if they have not, or they have critically analyzed the data of the history of Palestine, of Israel, of how things came to be, you cannot arrive at that position, a deeply pro-Palestine position and a deeply anti-Israel position. You cannot. That's why I argue at times some people, they may be like humans in their biology, but in their minds they are not human. Those are simply subhumans, and that is what I believe most Muslims are, because their religious indoctrination is too much. To call them humans at times, it is bothering, because that is giving them more credit than they are for. Because somebody who is well educated, somebody who is well educated on that issue would not hold such a position. Yeah, so that's why you see them. You see that rhetoric, but woe unto them because Israel has nuclear weapons. If they were to start a total war of elimination against Israel, I've seen all those nations like Egypt, Jordan, Palestine, and Syria and Lebanon, all those that border Israel, do not have nuclear weapons. So if they try to annihilate Israel, they in turn they had something. They in turn sign their annihilation, and they do not have the technology to compete with the Israelis. Number three, ultra right nationalism. This is just general. Some people advocate for genocide against. Yeah, this is the point of ultra right nationalism. Some people advocate for the total ethnic annihilation of their neighbors or their opponents. Me being one of them, I agree with that position. That's why you see, again, Hitler being famous for that. That is one of the few things that I agree with Hitler, that some people generally do not deserve to live. Some people will find it very appalling me saying that, but these are words I hold in truth.